Looks like we have a good group today. My name is Adam Hops. I'm with the National Operations Center of Excellence, and with me is Sean Laffey with the Volpe Center, who's supporting the contest this year. We have a raised hand. We'll get to questions towards the end, if that's okay. If there's something that's needed, please put it in the chat box. Sean and I are going to talk through the Transportation Technology Tournament. I know some of you are familiar with it, but we do have some updates this year, and how we're gonna adjust the focus of some of the challenge problems. So I see some of you on here have participated in the past in one way or another, and we are going to be able to update you this year on both the schedule of the tournament as well as some of the changes that came from requests from students and participants around challenge problems and other aspects of the engagement with DOTs. So for those who don't know, the ITS Joint Program Office leads a collaborative and innovative intelligent transportation systems research and development to advance ITS and improve the safety. This is the professional capacity building program, which is led by JD Schneeberger, and Sean supports, and the Volpe Center supports. And then I am from the National Operations Center of Excellence. We focus on serving the transportation systems management and operations community, which of course includes ITS. We do a lot of resource building, knowledge sharing, peer exchanges, webinars, and the student tournament is one of our favorite things to do. And it's certainly a good opportunity for our two organizations to join up. So going forward, you just know that you're working with two organizations, NOCO, who I represent, and then the ITS Joint Program Office, who Sean represents. All right, so the Transportation Technology Tournament, for those who don't know,
Adam, your slides aren't changing, by the way. I'm still seeing the title slide.
Oh, thank you. Let me adjust that.
Thank you.
Do you see it now?
Yep, I can see it now.
All right. All right. So the Transportation Technology Tournament. So teams basically as part of the tournament are going to work directly with public agencies to solve real world transportation problems. The idea around this came a while back from professors and industry folks who noticed that students, while incredibly intelligent and incredibly well educated, didn't quite have the exposure to what it's like to actually work within a DOT or an agency or as a contractor to support problems. So we developed the concept of the tournament to basically provide students the opportunity to actually solve problems that are on the roadway agencies needing help with now. And in doing so, to learn more about ITS and TSMO, learn more about advanced technologies, learn more about presentation skills, putting together proposals, teamwork skills, answering questions on the fly, a lot of these skills that are going to be essential to working in the workforce. So that's the idea behind the tournament. We've had participation in total from I think over 30 schools now across the country. We've had teams that have developed from multiple universities. We've had multiple teams from the same university. So we've had teams all over the place. I think from the registration list, we're looking at partially a new group of people and partially not. So always looking to welcome new universities. For those who are participating as an individual, we do require you to be on a team, but we can help you link up with others if needed. Past winners are listed there. You can see a dominance of the University of Michigan for sure. That's in there. And always looking for people who are looking to oust them. They were a finalist again last year, and they always do a fantastic job. So just know who the competition is. We've had fantastic participation from Florida schools through the years. From University of Massachusetts Lowell and the UMass area have been participants. many years. And then University of Memphis always fields 5 or 6 strong teams as well. Those are generally participating, but again, new schools are always welcome. And participating in the tournament itself, we've heard a number of things. You can see on the screen some of the things that folks have said. We've also had teams who have worked. Oh, somebody's from University of Louisiana Lafayette. Great. We've also had teams who've actually their challenge problems have been pitched to actually be implemented inside of agencies. That's happened with Washington D.C., with Tampa, where various challenge problems came from. We've had students who've gone from the tournament and directly get jobs. The final, as Sean will walk through, takes place at the ITE Annual Meeting. You'll meet lots of industry folks through this process. You'll meet judges who are leaders in the field of ITS and TSMO. And then, of course, you'll work with the agencies as well. And you'll be demonstrating a unique set of skills in the process of doing so. So the tournament certainly is a good opportunity for career building, or even just learning more and expanding opportunities. I'll turn it over to Sean to get into more detail about the tournament.
Great. Yeah, thanks, Adam. And hi, everyone. Afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Yeah, so I'm going to start, jump into a few more details about the tournament here. So really jumping into like the heart of the tournament is getting you, the students, along with the academic advisors, to solve real world transportation problems. And so what we're asking for is for students to really do one of two things. Either they can come like, with their own problem that they're looking to solve, or if they don't have a problem that they're looking to solve, we can also provide one for you, because we have a lot of industry connections and just a whole slew of problems that need solving, honestly. Um, and so, yeah, if students do come with their own problems, we are really hoping that the problems are focusing on something that's really like stuck in the real world. So it's a problem that the agency could take and some that could actually be potentially implemented if it is like a great solution. And but coming along with that, we also ask that the problems like are attached to agency partners, and this really serves two purposes. First is just so, again, you can connect with the agency to, again, solve a problem that they're looking for. But then also the agency will have like almost a representative there who can meet with a team and can be just a resource for you to answer any questions you might have, to try to find any data that might be available, but you just don't have access to. And so, yeah, really trying to have that agency connection is one of the things we're trying to do this year, just to make it a more robust tournament. Um, so, um, yeah, so I think that really covers the problems. If we can jump to the next slide, Adam. So this year, we're actually trying to also give the problems a little more focus. So ideally, we're trying to look for problems that really have a safety challenge. And why we're hoping for safety problems, but again, they honestly don't have to be solving a safety problem, but why we're hoping for safety problems, because safety is just a big issue on the roads today. You can read the bullets here, but we have almost 120 people die every day in accidents. There's 370,000 people who have died over the last decade within the US. And really just traffic crashes are the leading cause of death of the teenagers. And it's just a very large issue all around. And so we jump to the next slide, Adam. And so the next slide really just is putting some numbers and showing some trends about the safety problem over the past 30 years. And so as you can see from the graph on the left, we're actually doing a pretty good job generally of like reducing the total number of fatalities and also reducing the number of fatalities per vehicle miles traveled. But if you look on the graph on the right, you can see that we've actually sort of flattened out over the past 10 years. And so what we're really hoping for is just to find a way to continue the downward trend. So we're no longer just flat as we're seeing here on the right. And that's where we're hoping technology can solve the problem. It can help solve this problem. And that really, again, it speaks like the heart of the tournament of why we're trying to have this safety focus. So if you jump to the next slide, Adam, you'll be able to see that the next one as well, that really through the safe system approach is one of the big DOT initiatives this year. We're trying to have safer vehicles, safer speeds, safer roads, better post-crash care, and safer people. And so all 5 of these, there's actually ITS and technology solutions that can be implemented to help improve safety. And so if you look at these or take a second to read, you actually be able to see that the technology can be used at almost any level within transportation to help make improvements. So you can implement one single solution or a few different solutions to really focus in and try to just help solve some of the safety problems. So if you jump to the next slide. So besides safety, though, again, that's what we're trying to focus on, but we also don't want to discount all the other challenges that we face within the transportation system. So there's also mobility challenges, environmental challenges, equity challenges, accessibility challenges as well. And so if teams can come with problem statements so we're open to having teams come with problem statements that can solve any number of these issues. And also, I mean, we realistically understand that any problem you have doesn't really fall into one single category. It really will overlap with these, for example, like mobility challenges, pretty closely overlap with environmental challenges. So, if you have less congestion on the roads, there's less emissions, so less congestion helps reduce or helps improve the environmental challenges that we face. So, Jim, next slide, Adam. Yeah, so that really covers the problems that the students are bringing forward that we're trying to solve, but really, but really getting into the actual tournament itself. So what will happen is the teams will come and they'll sign up, and that's really the first step. So when you're trying to form a team, there really is no perfect formula for a team. Teams of all different makeups have actually won the tournament. So teams have, both can have both undergraduate students and graduate students or all undergraduate students. We've seen teams that are interdisciplinary, so it's not just transportation engineers or planners. We've also seen computer scientists, physicists within the tournament as well. And then also we've seen students from multiple schools join a team together. And they've actually been some very strong teams because they bring that diverse set of knowledge. And with that just comes almost like different ways of thinking about a problem, different ways of trying to solve a problem. And so jump to the next slide, Adam. And so after you form a team, sign up for the tournament, and then have a problem statement, the next thing that we'll do is actually provide the teams with a suite of trainings and resources. And so this year, what we're trying to do is actually come with just like essentially like a curriculum or a syllabus of a few different trainings that we would like the students or everyone to take. We're not imagining a heavy lift for any one student, maybe just a few hours total, but really the purpose is to make sure every team is starting on the same level with the same foundational knowledge. So that way, any team really has the opportunity to win the tournament. And so different trainings that we're thinking of considering are include like looking at the Smart Community Resource Center, the architecture reference from the USDOT. There's an ITS deployment evaluation, which helps go through a benefit cost database. And then also you can look at other like federal initiatives as well, like the National Road Safety Strategy. And then also really important and foundational with the trainings and the resources here is that the USDOT staff, essentially Adam and I, will be available throughout the tournament to answer any questions that might come up. And this we find is just a fundamental part that's needed just to be sure that you, the students, are able to get any questions answer that you have, just because if there's something you don't understand or something that's not being explained clearly, we should be able to jump in and help you out there. So thanks, Adam, for sticking through that, and I'll pass it back over to you.
Thanks, Sean. I was going through the list of those who are on the call, and I believe some of you have participated in the past or considered participating in the past. So that change that Sean just highlighted there, the availability of staff to be available, essentially we'll do like an office hours. And availability is we hope is a big improvement. We know in the past we're not always as available as we want to be, or the timing isn't turned around as quickly as we want to be, as you and your team are working to come up with your solution. And then the other change I wanted to underline is with the challenge problems is we're going to make sure that all the teams are on a level playing field when it comes to access to data and data solutions in there. So I know some of you that have participated in the past, that's been an issue sometimes. But when we get those challenge problems out there, we're going to ensure that that you'll have access to data, that you'll have FaceTime with the people who are involved in a way that's much more structured than in the past. So hopefully any of you who ran into those challenges, we hope that they won't exist this year. So the training all leads to the final submission, the final paper submission, I should say. Teams will describe around a 10-page concept of operations. We have a structure that's in place that's a sort of a general ConOps. Teams can get certainly creative with it around your solution or suite of solutions. And those concepts of operations are really the final document of your solution that are going to be evaluated by judges, industry judges, many of them working in DOTs and people who review submissions, technology submission documents for a living. We'll be reviewing those, and from there, 3 finalists will be chosen. Through the process of the final submission, we will both US DOT and NOCO will feature your work. We'll talk about the stuff that's in your solution, no matter whether you're a finalist or not, to promote the good work that you've been doing, and to promote the type of solutions that you're coming up with. So lots of opportunity for that throughout for those who are interested. We certainly want to promote the work that your team is doing in your university. But the 3 finalists will be selected to attend the final event at the ITE Annual Meeting this year, or in 2024. That is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's at the end of July this year. And the 3 winners, basically from the winning teams, will fly 3 people from the winning teams to Philadelphia to stay for 2 or 3 days and participate in the IT tournament. And then, of course, participate in the final event. The final event last year got a really good crowd. It gets a lot of people interested. We'll have the ITE TSMO Council, a group of TSMO practitioners will be involved in attending this year. And then the judges you'll find are leaders in the field who will listen to your presentations in person. That switch between concept of operations and presentation in person is a tough one for the finalists. It's going from a larger scale document to being able to communicate your plan in 10 minutes. And it in that way, it mirrors the process of submitting a proposal to an agency and then having an in-person interview afterwards to briefly talk about it. Judges ask really good questions, really difficult questions. You have to be on your feet. You have to communicate as a team, not just one person on the team, but the whole team. And it's a fun part of the whole tournament. Just as with before, we will help you through that process. We'll be there to give you. We'll bring in communications professionals and potential judges and past judges to talk you through your presentation, to help you as much as you'd like as you bring your presentation from your concept of operations to that final event. We'll be there to assist. We also record a lot of the presentations and post them. We can help promote your work that way. And then at the ITE event, the winner is announced at the plenary stage. So all 2,000 or so people at the event invited to attend that, where your school and you will be honored in front of the whole group. Um, other opportunities, student teams present their solutions to their mentor agencies. Of course, we can help you on doing that and how to present it in the broader agency, connect you with other people within the agency. We invite you to present on our technical advisory committees and other industry groups, working with real life practitioners who certainly want to see the work that you're doing. This year, one of the there's a research project that's being pushed through TRB around wrong way driving, and that was a challenge problem that students have chosen in the past, and we've been connecting them with that research group to do that. So we've in the past used solutions to be featured in summits that we hold to talk about like life cycle issues or ITS and funding issues. So lots of opportunities to continue to present afterwards, including webinars like this one. This is the website that's there. The one thing I'll say about this is that the dates right now are pretty loose, but we're aiming to start in the beginning of February. Also the trainings that Sean talked about, we've posted some of them in there, but we might update that before now in the beginning, not update like add more of a burden on you, but update in that we have new trainings that are more focused in on there. So take a look at the website. Know that it might change a little bit. Sean and I are here for the next 6 weeks or so before we want to get kicked off to answer any of the questions that you might have, or help you in any way. You can see the emails that are there. And we are also here for ideas on challenge problems. Let us know what you're thinking, what you'd like to do. We're out there right now soliciting challenge problems from other agencies for students to work on. Sean mentioned that they come from two spots. Sometimes students and their professors find a challenge problem with the local agency, and then sometimes they choose one from the list that we provide. And lots of teams might choose that same challenge problem. So if there's something that you're interested in working on, but your agency perhaps isn't an agency that you know of isn't interested, or you don't know an agency, let us know, because we'll try to help find a group of people to do that. Before we go, wait, any questions? Oh, can we present our research project? No, we want these to be original, new ideas that are done in a group, and done in a group that's formed for the purpose of the tournament, and that's working directly with an agency. Any other questions for Sean or I? Feel free to raise your hand and I can unmute you, or we're working with LTRC. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and email me, and we can talk about that a little bit. Email Sean and I, and we can talk about that a little more. But generally, we want
Yeah, some more
operators.
just, mhm.
Any other questions? I know we have some. Feel free to raise your hand again or write in the chat box. I know we have some professors on the call. For professors who are looking to help get their students involved. That role of the professor is really important. A lot of the trainings they get assisted by professors. A lot of the thinking through the architecture of the solution and the solution document. So just know that the teams that tend to do the best in the tournament have a strong professorial lead that assists. And if you're a professor, you're certainly more than welcome to work with more than a couple universities at a time. I mean, sorry, a couple more than a couple teams at one time. All right. Thanks, Wasim, for that information. Please reach out to us via email, and we'll coordinate on what the project is and what it looks like. Any other questions from the group? Okay. This hi Sky. Congratulations on the new work. We will definitely reach out, and would love to have District DOT involved. District DOT has been involved in the past hosting teams, and so that would be great. So thank you. So this recording will be shared in our newsletter and available on the website. And we encourage you to share it with other members of your university or student groups or anybody else who you want to be involved. But of course, our emails are there, and if you email us first, we're happy to get on the phone as well. So please do reach out. Sean, any last words for our potential participants?
Yeah. No, just that we're very excited this year for the tournament, and yeah, we think a lot of these enhancements will really do a great job, make the program more robust and really connect it back to the real world as we were describing through problems and yeah, connections with the local agencies.
I did see one question come in about, did previous student teams develop practical solutions? The answer to that's yes. Every
Mhm.
solution that was developed in the past is something that could be implemented that was around a direct challenge as identified by an agency. Nothing abstract. Everything was direct. Yeah, if you're interested in learning more about the problems and solutions were applied, look on the website. I'll go back here to the website. It's you can go to the translationops.org. That's the NOCO website. And you can do the long URL there, or you'll find the tournament there on the homepage. And we have up there most of the solutions, most of the challenge problems, solutions, documents, and sometimes recordings from students who've been participating in this tournament since 2018.
Yep. Yeah, and I think Adam, that really speaks like the program so far, how well it's been doing. It's been around since 2018, hasn't missed a year. And yeah, honestly, and to I guess generally answer the question about the types of solutions, they've all been more like ITS type solutions that have been implemented. And so whether they've been looking at more of like a traffic management type plan for, I think the Super Bowl draft is what Michigan proposed last year, or implementing a what was like a signal optimization like algorithm for the local agency that has actually been used by the agencies. They've all been really purpose built, but really again, sort of like emphasizing that technology side and that data component as well that have really been within the solutions. But yeah, again, it's really developed. The best ones have been developed hand in hand with the agencies because they're solving a very specific problem that they have, which is why we're really trying to emphasize that this year. Yeah.
Well, great. Seeing no more questions, I think that we'll conclude. I'll put our email up there again for you to reach out to any of the three of us, and we hope that you want to be involved, get your students involved, get challenge problems, and we'll reach out afterwards as well on how to do all that. So thank you, Sean, and thank you all for joining us today.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.